Hi, I'm Molly McCarthy. I'm the Director of Development at the Zeiterion Theater. I'm going to take you on a 10-minute tour of some of the spaces you don't normally get to see in our building and show you what they will become in our renovation. All right, so now we are in the room of many names that we have here at the Zeiterion. Some people call it the Pendler Space, some people call it the Member Lounge, some people call it our Creative Classroom. This is a space that we have that is multifunctional, but it is the only multifunctional space we really have right now. So some nights this space is used for our classes. Some nights when there's a show at the theater, this is our member lounge where our donors and supporters can come and get a drink at a private bar, and they have access to private bathrooms. And what I'm getting at here is that we compete a lot with ourselves for use of this space, and that is one of the things that our renovation is going to solve for us. So in the renovation, this space is going to actually become much bigger. We're going to knock down the wall that separates it from the current concessions area and make one big upper lobby. But also from this room, you'll be able to go down into the basement into what will become the Speakeasy Lounge. So the Speakeasy will have a bar, it will have seating for about 100 folks depending on how it's set up. It will have an area for performances, so we can do smaller shows down there, like small jazz trios, spoken word. The space will also have its own set of bathrooms and will be accessible via elevator from the lobby as well. One really cool thing about this space is that we aren't just going to use it for our own programming. We're looking forward to renting this space out to individuals, businesses, or other nonprofits so they can host their events there. And it can also be separated completely from the upstairs of the Zeiterion, so there could be an event happening in the Speakeasy also while there's something happening up here on the first floor. So it's just a wonderful programming space and one of those spaces that's going to solve our problem of having too much happening in one room here at the Z. Okay, so welcome to the basement in the front of house at the Zeiterion. We've already been in the basement for backstage part of this tour, but there's also a basement area in the front of the building. Right now, it's pretty much underutilized. The space we are in right now is storage, as you can see, but this will actually be where that Speakeasy Lounge is, underneath the lobby on the first floor. Also down here in the basement we have our storage area for the bar, all of our mechanical systems, and even more storage and old stuff for a very large area of square feet that's currently really not being used to its fullest potential. Alright, so now we're going to go upstairs and see the second and third floors of this building, but I wanted to take a quick stop here and talk about the new box office. So when you're looking at the theater from the outside, the third set of doors over will be the entry to the box office. Currently it leads to these stairs that go up to the second floor. When you walk in these doors in the future, you'll be greeted with 3 box office windows where you can buy your tickets, and you'll be able to go right from here into the lobby. All right, welcome to the second floor of the Zeiterion. So this space is not habitable at the moment. As you can see, there's no real lighting in here. We have construction lights up and some of the walls have been taken down. That's why we don't have any office space up here. And it has become a storage space for the last 40 years for us. What you see all behind me, we're about to donate to the community, which is really exciting. One of my favorite things about this space is that in the 1930s, it was actually a mini golf course. And there were even palm trees in here going up to the level of the balconies. So a lot of history up here on the second floor. And we're really excited to bring it back online and turn it into usable space again. So we're doing 2 things here on the second floor. On the north side, we are creating our second floor lounge, which will be another space that has about 100 seating capacity depending on the layout. It will have its own bar, access to bathrooms up here as well, and that will be a space that we can use either for a member lounge when there's a show here. We can rent it again to other nonprofits or individuals or businesses for their events or their meetings. And it can also be a performance space if needed. We could do a small show, a small film screening, spoken word, all kinds of uses for a beautiful space. Welcome to the third floor of the Zeiterion. Right now, the third floor serves as our office space for the staff here at the Z. At the moment, we're in the process of moving out, and we'll have our offices temporarily across the street at the DeMello International Center. That will also be where our box office is moving temporarily, so that while we're closed for renovations, folks can come into the lobby at the DeMello Center and buy their tickets in person, just like you would here at the Z. On the second half of the third floor, so where I am now, the north side of the building, we're going to have our dedicated education space. So we will have a large studio that will have mirrored walls. It will have a sprung floor, which means it's built with a layer of foam that allows dancers to safely jump. And this will be a space where we can have classes that we offer already in the performing arts. It can be a space used for rehearsal, whether that's for New Bedford Festival Theater, for New Bedford Ballet, or any other organizations that need a rehearsal space. Also up here on the third floor, we'll have a smaller classroom space that will once again be dedicated to our creative classroom. And we'll have a space up here for our volunteer ushers. I want to talk a little bit about our ushers. They're all volunteers. I like to say that they're our biggest donors. They volunteer thousands of hours every year to us here at the Z, and which represents a cost savings of nearly $500,000. Very important group of people. We have about 90 volunteer ushers, and they are like family to one another. So we wanted to give them their own special space that is dedicated to the work that they do. All right, so we are outside of the Zeiterion right now. I wanted to take a quick stop and talk about marquees. So you might notice we don't have a marquee on the building currently. So what we're putting up in the future is going to be a awning style marquee that covers the sidewalk here in front of the lobby. It will have a short vertical sign coming up with a Z on it so people can see us from the north and the south. All right, that concludes our tour of the Zeiterion building. I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you soon here at the Z.